Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is, wherever you are. It is time for more Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 3. In the Invitational League, it is Week 5, Mystery Week. We have Relkin of Team I Like Big Boots versus zelgadissan of the Spoilers in the Lost Woods Division of the Dark World, Lost Woods Division of... I have Dark World in my notes. That's incorrect. How about Light World?
Yeah, that would help. How's it going, folks? Wolflink037 here as well, being his co-commentator tonight.
And
well,
he is Westside Vandal.
Yeah, he's Westside Vandal as well. So, normally I would break down the scene for this week, but we don't know what it is. It's a mystery.
Yep.
This is specifically a weighted mystery, though. So there's set factors that are going to be in play here. We don't know what we're going to get at all. This you could take as short as an hour. You could take over to 3+ hours. If you want
to... go ahead, sorry.
And if you want to know the weights yourself, I believe there is a command so you can peruse them yourself.
If not, I'll grab the link here in a second and throw it into chat. What I noticed was we are seeing our file select screens right now, and from that we can tell a couple of things. Number one, our runners are going to start with the boots, and number two, this is not an Randomizer seed.
That's correct. And we don't start with a sword either, but for all we know, the swords may not even be in the pool.
Yeah. Now, there is a glitch with the current iteration of the randomizer. Our runners could start with the flute.
Oh,
but
it's inverted!
And it's inverted, and we do start with the flute. Boy, here we go.
All right, inverted is a pretty... it's pretty up there in the difficulty because you're only at 3 hearts, you don't have many weapons, and there's not that many resources available to you. Canis Samari and Sea House to start things off here for zelgadissan.
Relkin finding a bomb here in the drop pool. Opens up. Hype Cave gonna try and get another bomb to drop here before he heads on in.
Now, we did see Sea House being Sea House, so we can confirm that it's not... Well, we already knew it was an entrance. Oh, wait, no, it was Randomizer, we confirmed.
We confirmed no Randomizer, yes.
So, with that, because we know it's no Randomizer, we can safely say that the key sanity options are... going to be a thing. There's a big key! Oh, there's big key sanity at the very least!
Yep, so our big keys are wild. There's the big key to Turtle Rock. Alright.
Relkin looking to farm more bombs here. Does get one to drop, but has to be careful.
So that's now heading back into Hype Cave.
Meanwhile, we are seeing Zelga trying to clear out the enemies here.
That's
death, unfortunately.
Gutsy.
Piece of heart. Another piece of heart. The bow, good weapon. And a heart container for Relkin.
Normally, like in a non-inverted seed, that's a pretty... I mean, bow is pretty good, yes. But, like, the rest of it is just kind of But when you're in inverted, that 1.5 heart is like, thank you.
Because we don't have entrance enabled, this is one of the few things that are not weighted at all, is there is no retro possibility unless it's entrance. And we can also determine that it's also not a Triforce seed, and there is the glove as well. If it was a Triforce, we would see a counter below the rupee counter, indicating how many Triforce pieces we need to find. And then how many
just realized... Sorry.
And then how many of those Triforce pieces in the pool would have been at least 10 more.
So I think Relkin just now realized, oh hey, I have the flute. Because he was walking and then went fluted to 1 here, and it's out now looking like he's doing the old man rescue.
And the flute's automatically activated too, which is very nice.
Yeah, if you start with the flute in any mode that is not standard, it does come pre-activated. If you do get flute start in a standard seed, you do still have to activate the flute due to it being. Looks like our maps are shuffled as well, at the very least. But you do have to go activate your flute, and that's to prevent you from getting outside of the bounds of standards rain opening.
That's correct. Now, a few things we should mention about inserting here that will make things a little bit quirky. First and foremost, Ganon's Tower is now where Agate Tower is for us in terms of where that entrance is. And on top of that, Ganon's Tower is now on Hyrule Castle. And because it is inverted, both the signposts telling us the goal to enter Ganon's Castle, or Ganon's Tower, and the goal to enter and fight Ganon are on Hyrule Castle. So they need to get the ability to get to Hyrule Castle and read those signs.
And compasses are also wild, so the only thing we have not confirmed yet is wild small keys.
And there's bombos for Zelga. And a sword!
There. Well, I was just about to say, not really all that useful until we find a sword, and next chest, hello!
Alright, things are looking up for zelgadissan. A few other notes to make, as you can saw there, Spectacle Rock Cave has this little, as the backside of it cut off. Basically, any mirror spots that are normally found in the light world have been edited so that we can access them without needing the mirror. And there's a few other logic things that are also an interesting quirk. For instance, we cannot backdoor Desert anymore. We have to have the book in order to enter there. But we can backdoor and go to Turtle Rock without needing the medallion to enter the front door.
Chat looking out for us as always. Small keys are not shuffled because Zelda found plenty of Skullwood small keys inside Skullwoods.
Well, that's good to know at least. So, we are dealing with maps, compasses, and big keys shuffled, it looks like.
Looks like, because we have seen a map check with no actual information on it, so it does look like we are going to be looking for our maps.
Alright, Relkin and Zelga now checking where the other has checked so far. We are seeing a Meyer check here.
That looks like Bombos to me.
That did look like Bombos as well.
Now, did we see... I don't think we saw Zelga enter Thieves Town, did we?
I don't think so, no.
Map
and, yep, that confirms it. Maps are wild. That's the map to Ganon's Tower.
Okay.
Now I'm going to refresh myself on the weights here real quick while we're going through this place.
Alright.
There's
Quake Medallion.
Now,
and there's the small key, so pretty high probability with some of those items being removed that there's something in that hammerlock chest of Thieves Town. And that is all we're going to be able to explore here because big keys are shuffled. We kind of need the big key to continue.
Yeah, we really need to get access to the pyramid for the goal here.
Alrighty, so what's going to be on Bumper Cave today? That's going to be a map.
Three bombs in the brewery chest. Chuck the bomb at the chickens.
Okay, so Relkin going into Skull Woods now, and Zelga going to go ahead and turn in the old man here.
And the reason why the old man's here in the Dark World is, again, allowing the flow of the gameplay to be somewhat similar. So instead of getting to Bumper Cave through the normal way, we go through the old man cave. That's now the old man cave. And to get to Bumper Cave, that's in the light world now, and we additionally need the mirror in order to get to the Bumper Ledge.
All right. Let's see here. Trying to think of where else we could go at this point. In Logic, I think about the only place left in Logic is going to be Aga Tower up here, isn't it?
Yeah, actually. The only thing they could do is enter Aga Tower and open the first chest. They still need the two... Well, no, actually, no. The keys aren't shuffled. Never mind. But they still need the lamp.
Yeah. So where is that lamp is the question.
That is a good question. I don't know. But to remind everyone else, they do not need the Master or the Cape in Inverted, because the barrier that's normally in front of Aga 1 is no longer a requirement, so they can get up through just a fighter sword and the lamp in Inverted.
Chat pointing out that we do technically have access to Turtle Rock, or at least part of it.
We do. We also have access to, I think, Pod with the flute.
Nice spin speed there by Relkin, making quick work of heading up Dark Death Mountain here.
We also have access to the pyramid.
Looking for some hearts here. Get some. Nice. Relkin thought about it. Instead decides to head over and avoid taking too much damage from the Lionels here.
Yeah, the contact damage is what hurts the most. You can actually take a shot and let them walk out of your way. And that's what both runners have done here.
And, oh yeah, we can access one chest of Hookshot Cave here in Logic because of the boot start. We can
Maybe
bonk
more
over to it.
Hookshot.
Just 25 rupees in Super Bunny today.
I mean, with Inverted, every little bit helps. It's not a really good money spot to grind.
Although, it's 25 rupees for the archery game, isn't it?
I believe so, yes. So I had that at 20.
A little bit out of the way, but... just 20 rupees in that chest there. Chat confirming 20 for archery game.
And to enter Turtle Rock, we can first off climb on the tail. And we only need Quake to enter the front door.
Alright here. Oh, Zelga gonna try hovering here from the looks of it. Oh. Tried once, failed, decided, you know what, we'll come back to that later.
Yeah, definitely does not want to take an overall death right now, because that's going to have them go back to the Lionels again.
Yep.
And in doing an inverted seat, you really don't want to do that more than once if you can help it, especially in early game inverted.
Okay. I'm sorry, was that an ice rod or a fire rod? That looked like ice rod.
I believe it was the ice rod, otherwise he'd have checked the other two checks here.
Check ice rod.
We'll get a second look here just to make sure. Yeah, that's ice rod.
Okay then.
So the answer is to use the flute to go to Pals of Darkness area, right?
It has to be at this point.
Oh no, they have the treasure chest game.
Oh yeah, we didn't have enough rupees. Well,
Tank heart.
that's something, I suppose.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
I'll
every little
say it
bit
again.
counts.
Yeah, I'll say it again. Early game inverted. Everything helps.
And Zelga heading to the archery. Both runners got to be in the archery game here.
Now, there is a bit of a timing thing. If you notice that second turn from the right, if you wait for the target to be lined up with that, you can easily multiply your money.
Yep.
And there is an even bigger bonus if you can somehow hit the same target 5 times in one setting.
Alright, so Zelga decides to go for it twice to get a couple, a bit more of a rupee count. Relkin just gets enough to come to Dig Cam here. What do we have, and how long do we have to work for it? Looks like it's a pretty fair amount of digs here.
Yeah, but thankfully it does get enough money here. And it's only for bombs.
3 bombs. Wow.
Now, that might not have been worth it for Zelga, but for Relkin, that actually ended up being okay, because now Relkin has enough money to pay for pod entry. If that is what's actually going to be the next play here.
Zelga gonna go ahead and pick up some stuff here, or pick up chess game here. Relkin either misfluted or forgot he'd already done this. Heading back to the Meyer area here. Oh, we can also do catfish. This is also something we can do.
And Chad is pointing out something I forgot to mention. Because it's Kisandi with the map shuffle, the dungeon music inside dungeons is going to be shuffled between the pendants and the crystals randomly. So we can't use that as an indicator of what dungeon has what prize. We have to find the maps and check our map.
Speaking of, catfish checks up the map of Ice Palace. We could also, without getting information, we can also get information on crystals from, we can talk to the bomb vendor, and we can talk to Sahasrara. Sahasrara will tell us the green pendant, the bomb vendor will tell us our 5 and 6 crystals.
And that information will also be jotted on the overall map for future reference as well.
Okay, so our runner is deciding to do 2 different dungeons here, Relkin in Misery Mire, and Zelga making his way to Palace of Darkness.
Both dungeons can technically be cleared. Well, not pod to an extent, but you can get most of the items out of there.
Well, yeah, you could clear Mire possibly. It would be a pretty.
Oh right, we have no big key for Mire. I forgot their stuff.
Yeah, no big key. That's also a problem. We also don't have a lamp. So, granted, it's the Invitational League. Both of these runners are probably very familiar with doing dark rooms, but logically speaking, we are at an impasse with completing both of these dungeons.
Yeah, of the two, I'd say pod is the more likely candidate because even without the small keys being shoveled, that's still a total of 9 items in this dungeon. Wait, no, it's 8 items. Titan's Mets. That does give us some light world access, but not a lot, and I don't think anything we can use right now.
I'm gonna be a little bit for that information because I don't usually play inverted and I don't have a map tracker up right now, so.
It's one of those things you have to be familiar with inverted to commit to memory, I think.
I knew it was mystery, but for some reason I was not expecting inverted. It's like relkin having a solid think about the possibilities here.
Oh, there's the flippers. That will help a little bit.
Flippers, okay. So I'm going to take a death here to warp back to the pod entrance. We'll see if he keeps going here, or if he decides to peace out for now. Deciding to peace out from Misery Meyer.
Yeah, trying to find out the start of the seed is pretty interesting. Also, we should probably mention that there is a chance that the item placement of the seed is not standard. There is, I believe, it has a 35% chance of it actually being a beatable only seed logic. Which means keys can lock themselves in such a way that we can't finish dungeons. Which would also imply that we have a non-standard goal for this seed as well.
Alright, so there is a shield as well in Palace of Darkness.
Nice turn jump from relkin.
Okay. I suppose that is a little bit faster than fluting to 5.
I think he realized that he can flute to 2, actually.
Oh, yeah, flute to 2. The Dark Potion Shop. Good gracious. Yeah, I think relkin is having some issues remembering that we did start with the flute, because there's been a few times I've noticed him doing things that only make sense if you forget you have the flute or are not thinking you have the flute.
Yeah, Mystery can definitely throw you for a loop if you're not ready for everything that can possibly be thrown at you.
relkin receiving a map and not happy about it. Doesn't pick it up either.
That is the map to Ice Palace too, which could have gained him useful information.
Alright. I was about to say high five, but not really. They were on opposite sides of the entranceway there. So I'm gonna go ahead and check the pyramid here.
First look at this. And consider we checked everywhere else is probably a lamp or something. No, it's bombs. Really?
Huh. Interesting.
We have the cape.
Oh, was Cape in Palace of Darkness as well? I must have missed it.
Looks like it, yeah.
Chat pointing out Bombos does mean we can do Ice Palace.
Using the curiosity shot to buy arrows.
That is some game knowledge right there.
Very well scouted there. And yeah, I'm kind of inclined to agree, chat. Everything we've gotten is just screaming go to ice. And once we do, we'll have that moon pearl, and we can potentially just get over to Hyrule Castle and check to see what our goal is.
Okay. I'm wondering if that arrow purchase from Zelga implies he's just gonna try and man mode Misery Meyer here. Oh wait, no big key, sorry.
Yeah, no big key here. So the arrows are probably... I don't know why I bought the arrows, actually. Possibly for the guards in... I don't know. I don't know.
In case he was forced to go to the boss, if he finds a way to get to the boss of this dungeon without the big key.
It is possible that Zelga might hover over across this gap to the boss. Zelga has attended hovers already once tonight.
Isn't there another big key door between?
There is. Yeah, I forgot about it. Shows you how often I play Key Sanity.
Alrighty. Well, now it's just kind of a waiting game to see who makes the play to ice first here. And picking up the bounty of items in Palace of Darkness here. Zelda finishing up what he can in Misery Mire. The Compass of Ice.
Well, while we have our runners crossing other footsteps, I do want to shout out our tracker real quick. Artero, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Keeping those items up to date for you down there. And trying to make sense of the seed as much as we are.
Speaking of making sense of the seed, just to answer a question in chat, so far we know this is an inverted seed. We know that maps, compasses, and big keys are shuffled into the world. Small keys are still in their respective dungeons. And when we started with the boots and the flute. And that is all we've been able to discern so far.
And there we go. There is the break-in, I think, for Zelda entering Dark World via the desert. Or rather, Light World, I should say.
Yep. Alright, so what can Zelda get to as a bunny here in Light World?
Trying to think. I think Zelda can make it a Kakariko and check the well.
Hyrule Castle as well. Bunnies are literate, if I remember correctly. Can also, as chat points out, this is incredibly out of logic, but if he gets to a dungeon and dies, Desert Palace and Turtle Rock are our 5-6 crystals today. Desert Palace and Turtle Rock, my brain just went on repeat there, sorry about that.
Yeah, I know
going into a dungeon and dying as a bunny, if you save and quit, you will be Link. That is incredibly out of logic, but it can happen.
Oh, you know what's in logic, though? Getting the Smith, looting the 6, and then walking all the way to Kakariko?
And relkin, I think, was attempting to do that, and saved and quit, forgetting it was inverted. Lost his Jeremiah there. So this could be huge for relkin here. Oh, you can talk to the bottle vendor. The bottle vendor will talk to you as a bunny. Unfortunately, that's just a piece of heart.
Alright, here we go with the well. 4 items we can get. 5th, we need to actually be able to use our bombs. 20 rupees.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy, that replaced something in the item pool.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Well, to be fair, before we start panicking, that could be the replacement for the boots or the flute.
That is true. It adds green 20s to the pool to fill the 216 if needed. That is a global setting.
So, yes. So relkin gonna have the capability to do one more check than Zelda was able to here. Zelda is making the play to go into Ice Palace here.
And there goes the long walk to take the Smith home for Relkin. We'll see which play works out here in a little bit.
All right. probably see slightly more immediate results from Zelga here, as he is coming up on the first chest of Ice Palace, while as Relkin still has a couple of screens to go before we see the entrance to Kakariko.
Good game knowledge here. Quake, while the Pen Gators are on the ground, instantly kills them. First chest is a small key.
Yep.
Oh, hey, there's Case Alpha Grove, and it's a rather clever change in the ground.
Yep. Unfortunately, I think Zelga didn't actually... Did Zelga grab that? I didn't see him do so. What I did see him do is Icebreaker, which makes ice pretty easy.
Ooh, there's a big key on the race game, but I don't think you can do it as a bunny.
Yeah, you have to be able to bomb the wall out. So
Mirror.
Nice.
I'm trying to think here. How can the mirror help them get around? Mirror in Dark World or in Inverted is a tricky thing. But it is useful. They can use the mirror to backdoor into Turtle Rock while still having the bunny form. Because they can try to cut through Paradox Cave, get to the top, drop down to Mimic Cave, and then mirror, putting them on the big T-chest and the eye laser doors of Turtle Rock. Or they can go straight to Laser Bridge.
Unfortunately, the Smith chain, or at least oh, there's Hookshot in ice. Unfortunately, the turning in Jeremiah is not helpful. Just a piece of heart. Zelga taking that hook shot and immediately heading back up the Dark Death Mountain here.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Hook shots in play, for sure.
Some health, not getting lucky this time, unfortunately.
Wait.
Yeah, I think you're seeing what I'm seeing. Did Relkin... I'm trying to figure out how Relkin might have done what he did there. Hammer! Out of logic, hammer and powder here in Blind's basement. I'm trying to figure out what glitch Relkin might have used to become non-bunny in the light world there. I was not paying attention. I was too busy looking at Zelga climbing Dark Death Mountain here. Alright, Hookshot Cave. 300 rupees. 10 arrows. And 10 bombs.
Yeah, he was definitely discolored, so he definitely was using some sort of bunny glitch. I don't know what he was using, though.
Yeah, and yeah, we can't have missed Pearl because chat would have exploded and we would have noticed. Blue Mail on Hammer Pegs. Again, out of logic.
Yeah, it's in logic once we find the Moon Pearl, though. Now, that is interesting, though, because I believe our item pool is set to... We can have a chance of item pools here. And I think a male does not appear if we get that 5% chance of expert, so we are either on normal or hard. Normal, of course, is the more weighted of the two item pools that we can get.
Did a tree pull and became non-bunny via Super Link State per chat. Just 10 arrows on the purple chest, so Smith Chain not the answer.
Zelga, I think, had the right idea of a safe quit. She's going to take a different path here. Oh, was it overworld dev? Oof.
Okay. Relkin now gonna head to Hyrule Castle. So we're gonna get our look at what the goal could possibly be here shortly, I think.
Using the tree pole again. That is clever. I didn't know you could be a bunny. You could revert from bunny state doing that. That's really clever.
Uncle, $20.
SpeedGaming now joining us with a party of 78. Welcome. We are in the midst of a mystery seed here, and a pretty chaotic one, no less. As you can see, it is inverted. We have a big key, maps, and compasses shuffled. No idea what our goal is currently. Our Moon Pearl is still out there in the wild somewhere.
Right. Right. Zelda now looking like...
So I'm opting to walk again.
Relkin
So-
now about to find the hookshot and mirror here in Ice Palace. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what Zelga is thinking here, because he went all the way up to the top of Dark Death Mountain, or Light Death Mountain, looked at Floating Island, and then mirrored and came back here.
Yeah, I don't know. It should be possible to drop down the cliffside as a bunny and then mirror to go into Turtle Rock. Inverted can definitely trip some people up sometimes when they're not ready for it. I will admit that freely. I've actually been tripped up myself.
Going to... Oh, he realized he forgot K45, I think. Nice icebreaker by Relkin there.
Yeah, welcome will get into the mirror and the hookshot here soon enough. To note also for those just now tuning in, the hammer, the master sword, and the armor upgrade are all out of logic. Relkin with some pretty impressive bunny knowledge pulled the tree and then us reverted to a link state despite not having the Moon Pearl. A clever trick that even I wasn't aware of.
Zelda, oop. Tried to mirror and mirrored right on top of a rock and mirror bombed, unfortunately. Does pick up Jeremiah, though. So, Zelga now about to find out that Smith Chain isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Of course, it's quite a simple little trip for Zelga, having the mirror to quickly get over here.
So here's a point to consider. Relkin having the mirror out of logic means he can just complete Ice Palace right now. And it looks like he is intending to do that, because Zelda noped out after finding the hookshot simply because he didn't have the mirror.
I think you mean hammer, but yeah.
Hammer, sorry.
Mirror's in logic because it was the nice palace.
Yeah.
Hammer was certainly was not.
Yeah. And also, Zelda obviously got to the half magic chest before noping out. But yes, it looks like Relkin is going to attempt a cold stare fight here. Has half magic, has bombos to get rid of the outer shell.
Oh, but Zelga is doing a trip with the purple chest, which I don't think we've seen Relkin do yet.
Oh, we did see relkin do that. It is 10 arrows, I believe.
Ah. Things you miss when you're trying to keep track of 2 runners.
Especially when the siege is this wild. Ah, relkin going with hammer strats here for Cold Stare.
Yeah, it has the blue mail, which is normal for a nice palace fight. Or at least in vanilla play, anyway.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it's... As far as I'm aware, the only place that's left available in the logic is Turtle Rock.
And killing Cold Stare and receiving 20 rupees and a crystal.
And Zelga here has done something clever. Zelga has used a Super Bunny mirror trick to get the chest here in the dam and open it. Now this won't be the Moon Pearl, obviously, but it is a piece of heart.
Okay, so looking like the play is the back of Turtle Rock here. Looks like relkin is making that play now.
Yeah, Roken, with his knowledge of Super Bunny, I wouldn't be surprised if he's aware of the possibility to backdoor Turtle Rock in this mode.
Zelga.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, Zelga heading up to Hyrule Castle. So, are we going to see him try to go up and... fast
The
cannon!
pyramid's open! The pyramid's open! That's fast cannon!
Yep. Spike Cave with just a map for your trouble. Looks like Zelga's going to do a Dungeon Bunny revive here. So, he's going to die intentionally, and when he saving continues here, he will be linked. And we'll be able to interact with things in Hyrule Castle.
Alright, so if we can read those signs up top, we can figure out if this is a fight. We can just go fight Ganon right now.
Although I think, unfortunately, once you leave the dungeon, you revert back to Bunny, don't you?
Yeah, but he can still read the signs, can he?
Possibly.
Map Hyrule Castle in its vanilla location.
Never change, Rando. Alright, so we know this can't be Moon Pearl. Because Bunny Dungeon Revival is incredibly out of logic.
Yeah, it is a sequence break. Relkin, I think, is on the right track at least, and maybe seeing it here from Relkin.
Getting trolled a little bit by the Dead Rock while he can't defend himself.
Alright, so this should be the back door here for Turtle Rock. And it's again thanks to in part how we changed the map in order to make everything accessible. Because we can now drop down here to go to Mimic Cave. Looks like Relkin's gonna check the ledge first.
Floating island, 10 arrows, not needed.
And mirroring to check Laser Bridge. There we go. It's that simple. And so easy to overlook if you're not used to inverted. 20 rupees to start things off.
Big key of Tower of Hera and Dark Cross in Hyrule Castle.
Not bad. Another 20 rupees.
Nice laser dodges here. Nice laser dodges. Small key. Oh no.
Alright, so what Relkin's most likely going to do here is loop back around to now check the Mimic Cave entrance as well as the Laser Eye entrance. It's more likely that he'll go to the Laser Eye entrance first, because that entrance will put Relkin in a position where he can check the Chain Jump chest from behind, and also go forward to check Crystal Roller Room, I believe. No, we need the big key to check Crystal Roller from that side.
So nothing in back of escape for zelgadissan, unfortunately.
Gonna clamber up and check the sanctuary here. Oh, we do have the big key to Turtle Rock. Never mind.
Yeah, it was that was actually the key we found that made us realize big keys were shuffled.
Ah, that's right. I forgot.
Okay, so nothing in escape or sanctuary. I don't know what Zelga is going back. Did Zelga not get all the way down to Zelda's cell?
Doesn't look like it. Ah, you know what? Probably didn't realize they had the key. Ian stole it to go guarantee that they get everything in here in one trip. That actually makes some sense. And then double back to get the items here. Yeah, didn't open this door.
Okay, then. Is going directly to Zelda's cell. Oh, yeah, because he stole the key. Duh. Oh, my goodness. Sorry, my brain is melting.
There's the Moon Pearl! Everything that Relkin now has is in logic. The hammer, the Master Sword, or the Blue Mail.
That is quite possibly one of the rudest locations I've seen for the Moon Pearl in quite some time. Oh boy, alright, well, that is going to be a problem for zelgadissan.
Alright, moment of truth.
Fire Rock!
You need 3 crystals to enter. I believe that's for GT.
Yep. And you need 6 crystals to beat Ganon.
Alright, so it's a 3-6 lead here, folks. Now finally have a goal. 3-6 fast Ganon.
Okay. So that does have the possibility that there is progression in Ganon's tower.
And Rogan found the fire rod in here, I think.
He did, yes. It was in Chain Chomp.
So Rogan can move on to finish Turtle Rock and get the first of our crystals on the board. Or no, second one even.
Now, oh no, Zelga is doing checks to make sure he didn't forget like an NPC. That doesn't bode well. And misses the bird.
Actually, in looking at Relkin's items, and the fact that we know the small keys aren't required, are going to be in their vanilla locations, we can actually get a lot of dungeons potentially done. Now, Relkin currently does not know the goal yet. So once he does, oh boy, we're going to see some pretty fast dungeon clears, I think, from him.
Zelga, oh no, Zelga is not aware of being able to backdoor Turtle Rock at this point. That is bad news bears. Relkin, meanwhile, taking on Trinex. Yeah, oh no, Zelga is just double-checking items now. Welcome on in to SpeedGaming 3 rating with a party of 55. You are joining in on Link to the Past Randomizer League action here. Relkin of Team I Like Big Boots versus zelgadissan of the Spoilers in a mystery seed. This is a inverted 3 crystals to open Ganon's tower, 6 crystals for Ganon to be vulnerable, fast Ganon, which means you don't actually have to complete Ganon's tower. And our runners started with the boots and the flute, as Relkin takes down Trinex and earns his second crystal. What else am I missing here?
Well, one thing inverted, it's pretty plain as day. Also, it is map, compass, and big key shuffle.
There we go, that's what I was missing. Looks like Relkin gonna go ahead and check what's in the right side of Turtle Rock here while he's here. Looks like Zelga has remembered the possibility of backdooring TR here, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Making a run for it. Oh no, he's looking for health and he's... No, don't do it! Okay. I thought for sure Zelda was heading into Aga Tower for some reason. I was like, no, please don't. Yep, does look like he has remembered, so he is heading for light side Death Mountain here.
Alright, let's see if where Relkin's gonna go next now with the Moon Pearl in hand.
Assume Spiral and Paradox here.
Yeah, start checking the mountain. There's a huge trove of items in Lightroll now.
Yeah, that Moon Pearl, since we already had Titans, that Moon Pearl probably lit up about 90% of the tracker in green.
Pretty much.
Book
of Midoriya, which we know is required to enter desert, because it's inverted, you cannot backdoor desert.
Yep, and we know we need to enter desert because it's our other 5/6 crystal. Well, I suppose we don't need to, but when we need 6 of 7 crystals to have Ganon vulnerable, and desert being one of the faster dungeons to clear, you kind of want that Book of Midoriya.
Well, there is one thing to note, though. Certainly the big key and the small key for Desert Palace, although the Desert Palace small key is in the dungeon, so that's a moot point. Big key is still out there in the wild, though.
This is fair. And I do not think we have been able to discern if this is a beatable logic seed yet. Big key of Eastern.
Comes the desert.
How many big keys will be in Ganon's Tower? Chat being evil as usual. Looks like Zelga has made the realization that the Rock is the play. Checks Crystal Roller, takes a death.
Well, we know Hera's big key's not in there. We know Eastern's big key's not in there. But depending on if Eastern or Hera is a crystal or not, potentially the rest of the big keys could be in GT. That is a possibility, considering we only need 3 crystals to enter Ganon's Tower.
So, speaking of crystals, Eastern is a crystal.
Just saw it on the map check, I presume?
Yep, from Relkin.
Ether being checked now.
And Ether Tablet, 20 rupees. And now we are getting Tower of Hera here from Relkin. We do not know what this dungeon is, but it is a fairly easy to complete dungeon, especially since we have a pretty easy Hera pot set up with the hookshot and the boots.
Big key to Dark Palace.
And there is the setup there. Just spin speed or hook speed off of the stairs and line yourself up on 1 or 2 pixels there, and boom, there we go. There's Zelga's Moon Pearl.
Zelga is happy to see that, I am sure. Or frustrated that it took so long.
Yeah. Now he is heading to Chain Chomp Room.
Hammer, for those who are just now tuning in, is in Kakariko Village. His Relkin has found it early, using a very innovative bunny uses to pull the tree and, well, turn into a bunny, or turn into Link rather, in the light world.
Yep. Okay, now Relkin already to Moldorm here. Zelga, meanwhile, not sure what he's planning here.
Well, considering just found a fire rod, probably gonna go kill Trinex.
A fighter sword Trinex? That is spicy. That's a blue pendant for Tower of Hera, so hopefully not something we need.
No. Oh, and yeah, I didn't even realize it's fighter sword.
Because remember, Zelga did not do the Super Link state. So, has not been over to Kakariko yet. This is going to be a mighty impressive kill if he can pull it off, though. Meanwhile, Relkin, Mimic Cave being checked. Mirror Shield. Boy, we went from fighter to Mirror Shield in a hurry.
And Zelga remembers that you can't fight him on the fire sword. I think it's... No, it would be hard to kill Earthworm.
Thieves' Town is also crystal. Yep. 10 spins on each head. Yeah, that's, even with half magic, 1 magic bar is a tough order on that one, I think.
Yeah, difficult but doable, I would say.
Alright. Zelga taking that newly found Light World freedom with that Moon Pearl, and he's gonna explore Paradox Cave here. Relkin about to see the goal here very shortly. Sees, yep. I would assume, sees that open hole there for Fast Ganon. If not, well, he's gonna see it he's really gonna see it really shortly. Yep, there it is.
Alright, Relkin now knows the goal is 6 crystals Fast Ganon.
And we know where 5 crystals are. Turtle Rock, Ice Palace, Thieves' Town, Desert Palace, and Eastern Palace. So we just need to identify 1 more crystal.
And I like the play here from Relkin. This is a Pod Eastern play. This is a guaranteed crystal release from the Eastern side of things, and potentially another one from Pod, which he also has the big key of.
Right.
And does
go
wait.
Pod first.
Trying to think here. Relkin might be in go mode actually, now that I think about it. If Swamp's a crystal, well, that's it. And if Swamp and Pod are crystals, that's it.
Well, he only needs 1 of them to be a crystal, because we know where 5 are. We know Turtle Rock and Ice Palace, because we've seen Relkin beat them. We know Desert Palace, because we talked to the bomb vendor, and we know Eastern and Thieves' Town from maps.
Yeah, but the thing is, we...
Oh, good point. Yeah, that I just saw chat. Yeah. We need the big keys for Thieves and Desert. My bad.
Yeah, if these are both crystals, then I think we do have a go mode here. I think. I might be miscounting here.
Well, let's see here.
Yeah, they would need 1 more crystal.
Yeah, because we removed 2 of the ones that we know, so we know 3. Yeah. So yeah, Relkin needs to find one of those at least one of those big keys, and he needs both this and Swamp to be a crystal to be in go mode.
This or Swamp or Skullwood. Skullwood's another dungeon you can complete without its big key. There's a Lamp in Desert.
Lamp on Desert Torch, yikes.
I mean, you just take the torch from Desert Torch. Makes sense to me.
Alright. Relkin makes pretty quick work of Helmus Arcane there. What are we going to get for it? We're going to get 50 rupees, and we're going to get
a crystal. So that'll put the count for Relkin up to 4. Because he's going straight into Eastern Palace after this. There is no question about it.
Gina's Cave check here for zelgadissan.
So the worst case in... Oh, there's silvers.
Silvers. Nice. Anyway, you were saying worst case scenario?
Yeah, worst case scenario here is, in terms of the crystal layout, is Meyer being the last crystal. Because that means that our two non-big key required dungeons are both pendants, and thus we don't have... We still have one more big key to find.
So, Zelga needs to hit up some crystal dungeons here. Gonna hit up Bombo's tablet first, though, in a check I do not believe we've seen. Just a little piece of love.
Yeah, only a heart piece there.
Are we gonna see a swamp check here? Nope.
Mini Moldworm Cave. It's a nice hotspot of items that you don't have access to because it's inverted. Makes sense to me.
Yep.
Now, something I can see relkin hesitating on is going to fight Ganon. Because Master Sword Silverless is not an easy fight.
Indeed. There is a map of Misery Mire.
Which means if we can check that and figure out which is our pendant, which is because there's a big key to Mire as well.
Oh boy.
I wouldn't be surprised if Zelga checks that map right now.
Too surprised either. Doesn't look like he's going to at the moment. Oh, needs to get back on solid ground so he can take care of that crow. Never mind, the crow decided he was done.
Right. So we know where the big key to Mire is as its map.
So I'll go heading over to Ice Rod Cave here. And then I would assume is going to set up a water walk to get back over to Zora's Domain.
Actually, that puts us in Desert Northeast on Big Key for a Pseudonomo, doesn't it? Because once we have the Desert Northeast on Big Key, it doesn't matter which one of the 3 dungeons we have left that we don't know about. We can do it.
That would
we can do all
correct.
3 and get a crystal regardless.
That would be correct. Zelga now heading... Bonk Rocks. This is something we haven't seen.
Arcanator?
Another heart.
Desperately needed by Zelga. Only have 1 heart.
Good use of the fire rod there by relkin to light up this room. Oh, getting a little trolled here by the mimics though. There we go.
The Tigors are not friendly.
Right, nothing on Graveyard here. King's Tomb. Now, that all being said, once Zelga starts, once Zelga finds this hammer, he's going to be able to just, if you'll pardon the pun, hammer out some dungeons pretty quickly. But he really does need to start getting into those dungeons.
Alright, here we go with the Eastern Palace boss, Armos Knights. Ooh, gets bumped around, so not going to be able to get the quick kill here. Well, maybe.
I might be able to cover this. Got it! Nicely
Very
done.
nice!
And that's that crystal there.
Crystal number 4 now.
Looks like it was another heart container for the mushroom, so that's nice.
Up to 13 hearts. Zelga desperately needs to get to Kakariko.
Yes. We're gonna receive.
Wait a minute! One of our dungeons is the green pendant. We'll get some information right. Relkin checking the Hasparala.
Yep. It's just about to pick it up. Green pendant.
Misery
Misery
Mire!
Mire!
So one of our two non-key dungeons is a crystal. We don't know which one.
Nothing in Saha's closet today.
Which means it's Desert Palace or Thieves Town Big Key for Go mode. There's Ether on the Zora ledge.
Yep. Not gonna need that today. Relkin gonna head to Skull Woods here and gamble Skull Woods being a crystal, I believe. Never mind. Back of Cackwell. Oh, didn't even check. Oh, that's right. He didn't do Cackwell. He did Blind's Basement in Super Link mode.
Now, something to point out here is that it's possible that Zelga and the Misery Mire Big Key could still be required. There's still an item on the boss, and there's still an item locked on the green pendant. Both of those could each be the big keys to Desert and Thieves Town, respectively. That is a possibility that we have to acknowledge at the very least. Zelga's not out of this yet, but has a lot of catching up to do.
Okay, you already did that, bud. Oh, didn't have the bombs, that's right. Because he used Super Money to get this.
In the bar, big key! Thieves Town! He knows it now. It's go mode for Relkin. He has to.
So yeah, I can do Thieves Town and Desert, and that's going to be Crystal's number 5 and 6.
No, he doesn't have the big key for Desert.
Sorry. I keep forgetting
But he knows
Sorry.
that between Swamp and Skull Woods, there is a crystal and there is a pendant. He doesn't know which order it is around, but he knows without a doubt that one of them is a crystal, and he doesn't need the big key for it. And he doesn't have to hunt for small keys either. So this is a go mode. Relkin might do an extra dungeon as a result, but it is a go mode. Thieves Town, and then either the Swamp or Skull Woods, whichever one has the crystal.
Yep. So Zelga did now get his hammer and Master Sword. Really just needs to immediately go do dungeons. Like, immediately. Unfortunately, does not look like he is. As Relkin now bombing out the attic here. Might as well pick up that chest while you're waiting for the bomb to explode, eh? And there's that Thieves Town big for Zelga.
And I think Zelga with his map information should have some potential. Oh, Zelga has a bottle somewhere.
Yeah, that was. Oh God, where was that? I remember seeing it and noting oh hey, that's a bottle, but.
I would not be surprised if Relkin does some extra checks here because it is a Master Sword Silverless go mode. And that's not an easy go mode.
Desert Ledge was bottle. Thank you to chat. Also, to answer a question in chat, yes, Zelga has not completed any dungeons. The item layouts were rather rude for completing dungeons. With the way Zelga routed this
Hyper
scene.
Sword!
And
that will give relkin a means to kill Ganon quite quickly.
Yep. And that's probably going to put him in true go mode. He's just going to go directly to the bosses when possible.
Yeah, he doesn't know which of the Swamp or Skullwoods is the last crystal, but he knows one of them is a crystal that he does not need to hunt the big key for.
Yeah, I mean, with some of the item placements in this seed, without having some pretty deep knowledge of the game, you were going to be having some fun. We had Mirror and Hookshot in ice, leading to Moon Pearl on Lava Chest in Turtle Rock, as relkin just melts blind there. For
20 rupee back there, so I believe that would have been either the beats or the flute.
Yeah, and well, with the amount of hearts we've found, and the fact that we found Mirror Shield, we can't really be on hard or expert item pool, so the two 20s we've seen have to be the boots and the flute.
Yeah, pretty much here.
Yeah, adding on to things is the fact that, yes, Zelga did not remember that you can backdoor into Turtle Rock in Inverted for a bit of the seed. Did double back and recheck a few things that he had already checked until the knowledge clicked through for him. So just a series of unfortunate events for Zelga. With what is a very unkind set of flags, to be honest, if you're not quite used to playing these kind of modes.
Yeah, Inverted can trip you up quite a bit if you're not ready for it. And this seed is a prime example of how it can trip you up. Well, with having a backdoor Turtle Rock being required. And it's not something you normally think about, because normally you're thinking about using the mirror from light to dark. But then you have to realize how you can use it from dark to light, and that's just something that not a lot of runners who don't actively play Inverted immediately have it click in their head.
And
so it's understandable. It's an understandable mistake to make in this kind of settings.
Zelga receiving his first crystal at the hour 10 mark. Chat also pointing out he did skip that big chest with that tempered sword in it. Does have those silvers from gosh, where were those?
Agina had him.
Agina, that's right.
Right, the Moth is being fought.
Good use of the initial dash there to try and coax Mothula out from the spikes. Didn't quite work, but stays with it, gets the kill. Three bombs.
And the pendant. So it is Swamp House that is the final crystal by process of elimination.
Zelga's gonna go read the pedestal. Oh no.
I think about the only thing that could be there is the...
Oh no, was just going through Lost Woods, since it's a little bit less enemy dense to get to the back of Skull Woods here. Not going to be happy with this though, because as we just saw, it is a pendant, not a crystal.
Yeah, and relkin is on the warpath right now. Knows the is in sight.
99-person raid from SpeedGaming 2. Welcome on in to the tail end of this Link to the Past Randomizer League action. This is relkin versus zelgadissan in a mystery mode. It is an inverted 3 crystal Ganon Tower entry, 6 crystal Ganon vulnerable seed, where everything except small keys, so that would be maps, compasses, and big keys, were shuffled. And then we started with our flute and our boots.
It was also inverted, and it is fast Ganon on top of that.
I missed fast Ganon in the catch up there. Thank you, though. And the reason you're seeing a bit of a disparity in cleared dungeons is, unfortunately, we had a backdoor Turtle Rock required, which is kind of one of Inverted's quirks. Caught Zelga a little bit off guard, and that backdoor backdoor Turtle Rock had our Moon Pearl in Lava Chest. So Zelga did not receive that, and could not get to the light world where most of the other important items were for a prolonged portion of time. Relkin just kind of moving through here. With that can of Samaria is going to be able to dive her down to skip a bit of swamp here.
Relkin is on his way to his final crystal here. Just has to go defeat Argus. And because the Hyrule Castle hole is open, he's gonna go straight to fight Ganon, so we do not get to play our favorite guessing game, unfortunately, but it didn't really matter. The keys were shuffled anyway. It could have been anywhere. Red mail.
All right. Relkin finds his first bottle.
And Zelga at this point knows which dungeons, or at least should know which dungeons are pendant and crystals. Has to make a mad dash here. But this seed has probably got about another, I would say, what do you think, 10 minutes on it? At most?
Yeah, if that, because Relkin gonna be able to just melt Argus here with these hookshot strats, and then just has to get to Hyrule Castle and take down Ganon with a tempered sword. So I'd probably say closer to about 5 minutes, honestly.
Yeah, I'd say that too. It is a silverless Ganon that he's going to be doing, so
yeah.
There's a little bit of extra time there.
And there it is. There is Relkin's 6th crystal in this fast Ganon seed. Ganon is now vulnerable, can take damage with that 6th crystal. So Relkin, with fast Ganon enabled, just has to get to Hyrule Castle here in Inverted. Which, step right into that portal and run right up. Assisted by a nice little hook dash for the first little bit of there.
Yeah, at this point, it is Relkin's race to lose.
Oh, yeah. Fortunately, he Inverted claims another victim here, I think. With some of the smaller tricks, tips and tricks, you kind of have to remember the quirks of Inverted. Silvers, though, means Zelga makes quick work of Armos Knights for his 2nd crystal.
Paraphrasing of the normal phrase.
Yep.
Although we didn't fight Aghanim a single time this seed.
Nice dash poke strats here.
Getting a quick spin. Caping to protect himself using the wall there to prevent the magic drain. And yep, there we go.
And bombs, because why not?
Everything is bombs. Oh, that was brilliant, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm assuming it's for being able to quick swap easily. That might be a bit of a problem. Missed the torch glitch. So we're gonna have to be real careful with his movement here.
Should be fine. Only needs 12 spin attacks. There's the fire bat down. Good timing, good timing. Three is there. Maybe like 1 or 2 more hits here.
Okay.
There it is.
There it is. So Relkin just needs to survive the most dangerous 1x3 bridge in all of Hyrule, and he'll take down the victory here in week 5 and give I Like Big Boots a little bit of separation in the dog pile that is second place in the division. First place pretty much on lock for the last locationers at this point. This will give I Like Big Boots 18 points. Granted, there's still plenty of action left to go this week even for the division, so but it keeps them in the conversation. And yep, survived the bridge, finished first place, official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 3 seconds.
And I will also add here that shortly after seeing the finish, zelgadissan did in fact forfeit from the race. A good effort, all the same, there from zelgadissan, just got tripped up, and it happens sometimes. It really does.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate reality of mystery, is sometimes you just see modes that you're not that familiar with, and you just kind of have to push through. So we'll see if we want to get these runners in for an interview here. Looks like they are both in the green room, so we'll pull them on up. GG's.
GG's, thank you.
Yes. So this thing kind of threw you both for a loop in your own ways here. I want to talk about that real quick.
Who goes first, Zelga?
How about you go first, because mine's really short.
Okay. So starting flute really threw me for a loop. I did absolutely everything that you would normally do in inverted first, and then I was like, I'm out of stuff to do. What the heck? And I was like, oh hey, I have this flute. Let's go to the mire area. That opens up mire, right? Did the mire stuff, still nothing. Then I go to Turtle Rock, still nothing. I was like, what the heck am I missing? And then it finally dawned on me when I was like, going to Catfish. I was like, wait a minute, I could have flew to 2, which means I could have flew to 5. And it was like, oh my goodness, I feel so stupid right now.
Yeah, I did notice a few times that, yeah, you were acting like you did not have the flute, like the current jump right before you realized. So yeah, that was a bit of a rough start for you, but it evened out. Did some nice Super Link shenanigans. That was entertaining because both of us missed it. So all of a sudden we look over and you're Link in the light world without Moon Pearl, and we're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that was very interesting to see.
That's a thing you can do in inverted. All right, your turn, Zelga.
The mystery seed rolled inverted, and that was the end of it.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mirror logic can trip up it can trip up a lot of people if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I know about it, and like when people ask, like, "Hey, I'm stuck in these seeds. Oh, it's inverted. Hey, you can do all stuff sort of Turtle Rock stuff." But so the thing with me is that I don't like super rely on a map tracker, but especially for inverted, I like to have one up. The only thing it was showing me was at Turtle Rock, and I was like, well, I already went in the front. It's probably just still saying I have stuff because of key logic. What am I missing? Because the trackers don't account for starting with the flute in inverted. So I'm like thinking about all this other stuff I can be doing instead, like walking the purple chest, because you can flute to 6 with the mitts, and then you have your normal light world access. So then I'm just thinking, man, I've got all this stuff to do. And then finally, 50 years after leaving the mountain, whenever I checked and saw that Floating Island had nothing, that's when, like, way after that is when, oh yeah, there's actually stuff in Turtle Rock I can be doing. So I don't play inverted unless it comes up in mystery seeds. I haven't touched inverted in a very long time, so
yeah, I can completely understand that tripping you up then.
So yeah, there's not much to this one. It's it sounds like from what I was talking to Relkin in the race room, it sounds like with like the link state stuff, I would not have really had a shot in this with the single dip dungeons, even if I got the Moon Pearl reasonably. So I don't feel bad. Like, obviously it sucks. I had 2 crystals and my opponent's done, but I don't feel bad about the result. It sounds like it was definitely well earned.
You found the silvers though, at least, which was nice. Those were in Agina's cave, Relkin, by the way.
Okay. The
Zelda,
millions of Light World checks that I had left over when I was fighting Ganon.
Yeah.
So, and meanwhile, Relkin had the tempered sword, which we've discovered was in the big chest of Thieves Town.
Oh, nice. See, when I got to Thieves Town, that was the one chest I skipped because while I was doing blind cell, I was like, I think I'm actually in go mode now. But I forgot that I only could do 5 crystals instead of 6. So I couldn't do desert and I couldn't do pod. But I thought that I had enough to just be in go mode, so I skipped that chest. So that's funny that it was a sword.
Yeah, where was the pod big key again?
It was in Hera map chest.
Ah, yeah, right in the entryway.
But yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat as Zelga, as only playing inverted whenever it comes up in mystery. I think I just was able to find the god route after being being bottlenecked to me remembering that I could do things with the flute.
So how was the key sanity settings for you two? Did you guys enjoy that, or was that another wrench in your game plans as you went through dungeons?
I think we're both very used to having random crap thrown at us in terms of keys, maps, compasses. We typically play a little bit harder mystery settings than this, so it's very common to have big keys shuffled with a retro bow and universal keys. That's just kind of we are used to it, so I don't think that probably affected either of us too much.
Yeah, we play POG champion settings sometimes, and that stuff comes up all the time.
All right. Well, good luck to both of your teams once again. And I believe, if I recall correctly, looking at the schedule, your next match, at least for your 2 teams, is on Saturday at 2:10. That race is still, of course, to be determined in terms of restream.
That's actually looks like it's being moved to Sunday.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, it's Sunday?
Yeah.
Yep, Sunday at 2:10 p.m. Eastern. Zero Rush versus Dr. Marty is what is on the schedule at the moment. GG's to you both. Any other last things about the seed you want to talk about, or?
The only thing I'd throw out is that this is actually a rematch, even week-wise, with I like Big Boots and the spoilers in the mystery stuff of the league. And I feel like in all 3 seeds so far now, we have gotten absolutely hosed in the mystery settings, giving each of us on the spoilers exactly the settings we don't want. So that's a little annoying, but I mean, it's the luck of the draw, and it's a great team we're going against. So I think we're going to have to get a little bit more benefit of the draw, I think, on the weekend.
Well, to be fair, your division is stacked. It says a lot that there's the last locationers in the lead with 21 points right now, and then there's something like 4 or 5 teams that are all sitting at 15 points right now.
Something like that.
It's a pretty stacked division. It's gonna be interesting to see which team survives to take second place in the division. But
yeah, speaking of course of teams in the league, let's just break down the schedule for you guys in the near future here. We have 2 matches ongoing right now. We Are the Imposters versus Komodo Hypers, Waterloo versus Czech Seaman over on SpeedGaming 4. And we have Team Tile Roomies versus Wu-Tang Clan, Artie Walsh versus Imosaro. That is happening on SpeedGaming. And then later tonight on SpeedGaming 3, we'll have Team Kappa versus Team The Immortals, 1UP versus Duke Firebird. All of those, of course, are mystery seeds. We will have no idea what to expect. We don't even know how the other seeds are going.
I'm sure some of us will be finding out because we're probably heading over to one of them as soon as we sign off here. GG's to you both. Good luck to your teams and yourselves in the last 2.5 weeks of League here, League regular season play. And thank you to Wolflink for coming with me. Thank you to, you know what, Wolf, you got it right when the last time you pronounced it, so if you could thank our tracker for me, that would be great.
Oh, I actually did get it right. That was Arterol, I believe. That was our tracker tonight. And of course, folks, make sure to follow those links you see there. Our 2 runners, relkin, 96, zelgadissan, my co-counter, WhatSiteFan, and of course, our tracker. And also, don't forget to follow SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 2 through 6 so you don't miss any racing action, not just a link to the past Randomizer League. And yeah,
I
with all that said,
got one last thing to say.
Go right ahead.
MAU.
There must be something regarding that. I don't know it. But anyway, folks, with all that being said, from all of us here at the Link to the Past Randomizer League, I've been Wolflink 370, and we just see you all next time. And as always, thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.